Brilliance Audio presents Sea of Memories by Fiona Valpy, performed by Heather Wilds. Welcome to the Drumbeg Nursing Home. The words on the sign belie the fact that I'm standing in the pelting rain, on the wrong side of the glass door, stooping slightly to bring my ear nearer to the entry phone in the hope that someone's heard me press the buzzer and will respond. I huddle in closer, trying to flatten myself against the wall beneath the shallow overhang of the guttering, which drips even more water down my back. The wind tears handfuls of yellowed leaves from the plane trees that encircle the grey stone building and throws them against the windows, where they plaster themselves for a moment before being washed to the gravel by rivulets of raindrops. I check my watch, impatient, my mind already on home. Will Dan be coping? Will he have remembered Finn's medication? Then press the buzzer again, a longer and more assertive ring this time. "Sorry to keep you waiting. If you could just sign in for me." The receptionist hands me a clipboard and a pen. I slide off my sodden coat so the sleeve won't drip onto the polished surface of her desk. "Have you visited us before?" I shake my head, signing my name and the date. In the column headed Visiting, I write my grandmother's name, Mrs. E. Dalrymple. She turns the sheet to read what I've written. "Ah, you're here to see Ella. That's nice. She's settling in well, and her son comes to see her regularly, but it'll be good for her to have some more visitors." Guilt makes me bristle slightly. I want to tell her that I've not been able to come before. I work full-time as a teacher, you know. My son has problems. It's not easy to make the time. But I leave my excuses unsaid and force a polite smile back, raking my fingers through the wild strands of my hair that are already turning to frizz in the hothouse air of the nursing home. It was the call from my uncle, Robbie, that prompted this visit. "She'd love to see you, Kendra, if you can spare the time. There's something she wants to ask you, but I have to warn you, she's not so strong these days. You'll see a change since you last saw her at the house. Her mind's wandering a great deal more now." His tone was gentle, although there was a hint of insistence which increased my sense of guilt in not visiting her before. But my mother isn't close to Granny Ella, some complicated, never-spoken-of mother-daughter strife, and so there wasn't much contact when I was growing up. It makes visiting all the more complicated. I doubt I'll tell Mum that I've been to the nursing home today. It might feel like a kind of betrayal, even if I'm not sure why. I know if I mentioned it in passing, no matter how casually, there would be a sniff and an abrupt change of subject at the other end of the phone. "Second floor. Go right along to the end. She's the last door on the left." The receptionist directs me with a professional smile. There is a thick, oppressive smell of cooking cabbage, which seeps from beneath the dining room doors to mingle and clash with other scents of air freshener and disinfectant. My footsteps make no sound on the thick blue carpet. I decide the lift would be even more claustrophobic and take the stairs, a reminder to be grateful suddenly for the use of my legs. By the time I've climbed to the second floor, I'm sweating and my scalp prickles with the heat of my own body. I pull the high neck of my woolen jumper away from my skin, hoping to cool down a little, trying to breathe. How is my grandmother adjusting to living in the stifling atmosphere of this institution, I wonder, no matter how clean and warm it may be? Are the nursing staff kind? Is she well cared for? Does she miss the independence of her solid Morningside home, the generous high-ceilinged spaces, the rooms filled with a lifetime of belongings? Or does all of that no longer matter to her? Has she forgotten it? As she forgets so much these days. Her mind seems to be discarding memories in the same way that she's discarded so many of her possessions, paring back her life to just the bare essentials, downsizing not just her accommodation, but her life, her whole being. As her days draw to a close, the last door on the left has the number 12 stenciled onto it, and a name card beneath it in a little metal frame. Ella Dalrymple, printed in neat, rounded handwriting. A young hand, not her own elegant italic script, which waves and trembles these days on the card she sends out at Christmas. The noise of a television, the volume turned up high, emanates from the room on the opposite side of the corridor. But as I pause outside Granny Ella's door, There's nothing but silence on the other side of it.